Arab peoples or Arab states suffered from a curse that is even greater than poverty or autocracy or repression. They had become counterfeit, perceived as by their own people as alien, pursuing policies that are hatched from afar and that have little bearing with what their peoples were aspired to. In that sense, the Arab uprisings were a way and are a way of saying farewell to all that. But did they really say farewell to the past? Did they really divorce themselves from their own history? That belief in a distinct then, which is completely different from a particular now, is understandable. It's nothing uncommon, but it's also often misleading and unwise. William Faulkner once said, "The past is never dead, it's not even past." And I think that's what we're witnessing today. You witness it every day in Egypt, from where I just returned, where what people called the deep state, the military, the army, the intelligence services, the security services, continue to vie to preserve their special status and the privileges that they've acquired over decades. Now, there's a degree of mendacity and greed in their desire to hold on to power, but I think it would be wrong to simply reduce it to that. There also is, on their part, a heartfelt conviction that they know what's best for their country, that they alone can save their country from ruin and chaos. They alone could preserve their country from the ill designs of foreign entities bent on their country's destruction. Every day of continued bedlam and chaos in the streets of Cairo, every day of continued violence in soccer stadiums in Port Said or elsewhere, only further validates their view, of course in their eyes, perhaps in the eyes of others. We see that in Egypt. We see it in Tunisia as well, where many of those who used to be in power look down upon this rising underclass and these foreign or these alien-looking Islamists. We see it in Yemen, where President Saleh may have left the country, but has certainly not departed the scene. The past is also present in the relative strength of the various political actors that we see on the scene. You know, we could wonder about where Egypt is going or where Tunisia is going, where all these revolutions are going. But beyond all that uncertainty, there seems little doubt that in what direction and to whose benefit these revolutions will accrue, at least in the short to medium term. The demonstrators, the young demonstrators on the streets of Cairo, Tunis, challenged the status quo. They ignited a revolutionary spirit. And they even paved the way for a different redistribution of power. But what they possess in enthusiasm, what they possess in stamina, they lack in history, they lack in political roots, they lack in what stems from long-term experience. And so for now, the outcome of these Arab uprisings is far more likely to be determined by the forces that existed before the revolutions occurred than by those who launched them. The immediate future in Egypt and elsewhere is more likely to be played out in a complex tug-of-war, tussle between the army, remnants of the old regime, Islamists, all of them who are players who have roots, who have a history in their country, and who have the ability and the experience to play politics, than it will be by the young demonstrators who were captured on our TV screens. And that was shown obviously in the recent parliamentary elections in Egypt, where the Islamists prevailed and the Salafists prevailed. And the enthusiastic activists, the liberal, secular, enthusiastic activists, who we most readily identified with the revolutions at first, they will have to bide their time.